Huge protests have broken out in Burkina Faso, sparked by the death of Burkinabe activist Alino while detained in Côte d'Ivoire without trial. Just moments after this protest, in a televised statement, an Ivorian government spokesperson, however, has expressed regret, saying, "We are sorry for this death. This marks the first official acknowledgement since Alino Faso's passing in custody a few days ago." Watch for more details on this, and also consider watching all through to see the Ivorian apology video towards the end. The comment section is yours to express yourself after listening to this. Comrades, cab members, dear revolutionaries, brothers and sisters of Africa and the entire world, friends of freedom and justice. 3 days ago, we learned through social media a shocking piece of information. The brutal assassination of our brother, comrade in struggle, and worthy son of Faso, Alain Christophe Traore, known as Alino, while he was detained in Côte d'Ivoire. Initially, this very shocking and painful news reached us informally. However, very quickly, the Burkinabe authorities, through an official communiqué, confirmed the information, adding profound indignation to the shock. Arrested approximately 7 months ago by Ivorian authorities under the pretext of an attempted destabilization, Comrade Alain Christophe Traore was detained without trial under obscure conditions, without his country or his family having the right to transparency or a fair trial that would have allowed the truth to be established. The Burkinabe people, in their patience and commitment to justice, calmly awaited for light to be shed. Alas, the Ivorian authorities decided otherwise. Alino was mistreated, tortured, and then coldly executed without any credible evidence. It was never brought to the attention of national and international public opinion that our compatriot, our comrade, was guilty of any act whatsoever. This is an act so grave, constituting a flagrant violation of human rights, but above all, a total disregard for the fraternal and diplomatic relations between our two countries. Dear people of Côte d'Ivoire, the act committed by the Abidjan regime is one act too many. However grieved your hearts may be in such situations, the Burkinabe people are currently experiencing intense desolation. It is no longer only traitors to the Burkinabe nation who are found in Côte d'Ivoire, but now, those who defend just causes, those who support the revolution of the Burkinabe people, are simply eliminated on your soil. Is this the new Côte d'Ivoire that the Abidjan regime wants to embody? A land of impunity, a land of political terror and persecution. Not long ago, the Burkinabe authorities released Ivorian soldiers who had crossed our territory, even armed, without any act of barbarism. Mali, in the same spirit of sub-regional solidarity, released 49 Ivorian soldiers who landed at Bamako International Airport without the knowledge of the Malian authorities themselves, for missions unknown to this day. In return, what do we receive? Political assassinations and diplomatic provocations. Faced with this intolerable situation, we express our strongest indignation at the attitude of the Ivorian authorities. They have not only failed in their duty to justice, but they have also betrayed the principles of African fraternity and solidarity. Therefore, we demand that light be shed immediately on the circumstances of the assassination of our comrade, Alain Christophe Traore. We demand that the body of our comrade be returned without delay to the Burkinabe authorities and his family with dignity. We demand that national, regional, and international human rights organizations cease their complicit silence and act fairly, without double standards. Our struggle is for truth, justice, and dignity. We will never back down. Long live the Sahel states. Long live a free and sovereign Burkina Faso. Long live sovereignty. Truth for the homeland or death. Thank you, comrades. Before we continue, if you love what we do here on this channel and would like to support us, then you might consider gifting us a super thanks donation of any amount. Or you might as well become Minister. I am Samuel Kadio, a journalist with L'Infodrome. My concern relates to the death of Mr. Alain Traore, known as Alino Faso, who had been detained for several months at the gendarmerie school. Minister, what was the legal basis for his continued detention at the gendarmerie school, rather than in a conventional detention facility? My second concern, does the Ivorian government intend to respond to the request for the repatriation of Alino Faso's body? My third concern, the Burkina government, in a communiqué published on July 28th, called on Côte d'Ivoire for full transparency in handling the matter. Will the Ivorian government launch an independent investigation into Alino Faso's death? Thank you, sir. Firstly, what I want to say is that Mr. Traore is not the first person to have stayed at the gendarmerie school. We know very well that for various reasons, we sometimes house certain individuals in that detention facility. This primarily allows, I would say, for their security. And within the framework of legal procedures, you should know that we can, based on prosecutorial decisions, keep certain individuals in detention throughout the duration of the proceedings.
Lovely viewers, welcome to AMF4 TV. My name is Richard Che. I hope you are fine. Okay, we are talking about how African leaders has to be united by this an influential leader, Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore. There is a video on social media, especially on our handles, that we have to share it to you for you people to comment on it, on how statements he has been making all these days. We keep on updating you on this issue, but don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of this video as well as similar videos like this. Let's listen to whatever he said and on social media to see, and then also don't forget to comment when you watch this video. Kindly also not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video for people to also watch and like as well.
So, the investigation was ongoing and Alino Faso was in detention at the gendarmerie school. For the rest, we adhere to the communiqué from the public prosecutor. The prosecutor's communiqué is quite clear. We are a serious country, and the prosecutor is, after all, a sworn official, and his communiqué is very clear about the circumstances. Therefore, we do not see why more transparency than that should be requested. That would be to question our institutions. That would be to challenge the transparency of our institutions. I say it and I repeat it. The head of state has successfully established all the institutions of our country. He has ensured the independence of the judiciary by refusing henceforth to preside over the Superior Council of the Magistracy, which is now chaired by a magistrate. All of this is to guarantee the independence of the judiciary. We have an independent judiciary. Furthermore, we have diplomatic relations. Most certainly, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will contact the Burkina diplomatic authorities regarding the continuation of this matter. But for now, we adhere to the public prosecutor's communiqué, which was sufficiently clear regarding the death of Mr. Traore. I wish to express my regret for this death. This was a human being. Therefore, you can understand that we are sensitive to the affliction that may affect his parents and loved ones. We are sorry for this death, but I want to say that everything was done according to the rules.
Good morning, Minister. Christelle Pierre from TV5 Monde. I have two concerns, please. First, I wish to follow up on my colleague's question regarding Alino Faso's death. The Burkina authorities have rejected the suicide theory and have referred to it, and I quote, as a disappearance comparable to a heinous assassination. Do you fear a worsening of diplomatic relations with Burkina Faso following this affair? My second question concerns Mamadou Wagasama, a member of Mali's National Transition Council, who, according to his lawyer, was arrested here in Côte d'Ivoire. Do you know what his situation is today? And also, do you believe that the arrest of a Malian parliamentarian here in Côte d'Ivoire could impact diplomatic relations with Mali? Thank you very much.
Worsening? I don't know if it can get worse than it already is. Now, regarding Burkina's accusations, this is not the first accusation. So far, we are still awaiting proof of the attacks, or rather, the destabilization attempts that have been announced by this friendly and brotherly country against its current authorities. So, I do not wish to engage in polemics. The prosecutor issued a communiqué. He would not have mentioned the element of suicide if he did not have sufficient evidence to do so. Therefore, I do not wish to comment further on this unfortunate death. It is simply regrettable that some seek to exploit the death of a human being for political purposes. I reiterate what I said. A man has died. A family is affected. He died, unfortunately, under the circumstances we know. He took his own life, and that, I would say, adds to the sadness of this event. It is unhealthy to try to exploit it for other purposes. Regarding Mr. Gassama, yes, he was apprehended here. But from the moment a legal procedure is initiated, you understand that I reserve my comments on this apprehension. A Malian parliamentarian? Yes, perhaps the immunity he enjoys in his country. I do not believe the passport he possessed was a diplomatic passport, which would have conferred upon him certain immunity, as the information we have indicates he was an ordinary worker.
Welcome back. I hope you watched the video, and I hope you've taken note of whatever statements he made in the video. Kindly not to forget to also subscribe, also comment on the video to see your ideas on what Ibrahim Traore is doing, how he's influencing African countries to also unite them for development. AMF4 TV has a lot of pack as this issue is concerned. We will always update you on this issue because AMF4 TV is an entertainment, political and social network TV. Kindly not to forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more of these videos as well as other entertaining videos. My name is Richard Che.